Hey, and welcome to this week's microlearning. Today we are exploring the difference between content and language objectives and why both are essential for student success. As teachers, we are expert in our content areas and we know what students need to learn. However, for many students, especially multilingual learners, understanding the content is only a part of the challenge. Students must also have the language needed to access, process, and to demonstrate their learning. This is where content and language objectives work together. Let's get started. What is a content objective? A content objective tells students what they will learn. It is based on the academic standard and focused on the knowledge or skills students are expected to acquire. So, for science, students will explain the process of photosynthesis. This is a content objective. And if we're an ELD teacher, we need to explain the language of science, and so in this case, it's the process of photosynthesis. Okay? So content objectives answer the question, what will students know or be able to do by the end of the lesson? What is a language objective? A language objective tells students how they will use language to learn and to demonstrate understanding of the content. Language objectives focus on language students need to listen, speak, read, and write during the lesson. So again, let's think about our science. So science, we said that the students need to explain the process of photosynthesis. This is our content objective. But our language objective, students will explain the process of photosynthesis, but they're going to be using sequence words such as first, next, then, and finally. This is our language, and we can explain it in writing, and we can explain it orally in speaking. So language objective answer the question, how will students use language to learn and to show what they know? Why do students need both? Think of content as the destination and language as the vehicle that's going to get us there. Students cannot fully demonstrate their understanding if they do not have opportunities to develop and use the language needed for the task. This is especially important for multilingual learners. When language objectives are made explicit, students understand what they are learning, how they will communicate their learning, and what language skills they should focus on during the lesson. Language objectives help teachers intentionally plan opportunities for students to speak, listen, read, and write in meaningful ways. When content and language objectives are planned together, students will gain greater access to rigorous grade level learning. So let's bring this all together. As you plan your lessons, start with your content objective. Then ask yourself, what language will students need to successfully complete this task? Will students need to describe, explain, compare, justify, argue, summarize? Once you identify the language demand, you can create a language objective that supports student success and help multilingual learners access content. In closing, content objectives tell students what they are learning. Language objectives tell students how they will use language to learn and to demonstrate understanding. When both objectives are clearly identified and intentionally taught, students have a greater access to content, stronger opportunities for academic language development, and increased success in the classroom. So your follow-up for this week is to review one upcoming lesson and identify the content objective. Then write a language objective that aligns with the lesson by identifying how students will use language to learn and to demonstrate their understanding. And you're going to do this through reading, writing, listening, and speaking. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. Thanks.